Between rush hour traffic and crowds from the nearby sports bar, passers-by could miss Quest Bookshop, a plain storefront set back from the street and wedged next to a Chinese restaurant in East Midtown. But for those looking, the pale fluorescent glow of the shop window is a beacon. Helen Emile, a middle-aged woman from New Jersey with bangles on her arms, came to Quest for a pair of protective candles. Dreamcatchers hung from the ceiling inside, the feathers swaying as Ms. Meal opened the door. "This, Ms. Meal confided to the cashier as she let out a little sigh, is my oasis. Quest is an esoteric bookshop specializing in everything metaphysical. This store is a remnant of the 1970s spiritual counterculture, but also has roots that go all the way back to Helena Blavatsky, the 19th-century Russian occultist known as the godmother of the New Age. In the 1870s, Blavatsky captivated New Yorkers with her tales of sojourns to Tibet, India, and Egypt, where she sought a common thread through all the world's religions. In 1875 she helped found the Theosophical Society to further this work. "What we desire to prove," she wrote, "is that underlying every popular religion was the same ancient wisdom doctrine." The New York branch of the Society moved to this block in 1952, and in 1977 expanded to open Quest. A framed portrait of Blavatsky hangs in the back. A hardbound 14-volume set of her writing takes up a whole shelf, sitting alongside the work of more contemporary gurus. On a recent fall evening, Sophia Bonilla, a 27-year-old regular from a nearby yoga studio, came for a book about spiritual energy. Incense burned near the cash register, a thin column of frankincense and myrrh circling toward the ceiling. Ms. Bonilla has far-ranging religious interests. She ticked them off on her fingers: shamanism, Wicca, Hinduism. Quest stocks books about these subjects and a dozen others. "I like to learn about all of it," she said, spreading her hands. Ms. Bonilla held up a string of Buddhist beads hanging around her neck. "These help with my meditation," she said. Tarot and astrology readings are held in the back. Two muffled voices emerged from behind a curtain there. "I want to focus on my work and I want to get over him," a woman said. "He's like a snake," the man who was counseling her said. "He's all over the place. It doesn't matter what he thinks." Two women working in fashion arrived at Quest after work. Shalyn Smith, a 30-year-old seamstress from Brooklyn, led her friend by the arm toward a section devoted to healing stones. A massive chunk of quartz sat on a table, next to piles of smaller pebbles. "Said by mystics to help with emotional cleansing," read a note card next to a tray of green stones. "I spend a little too much money here sometimes," Ms. Smith confessed. She comes every payday and buys crystals by the handful. "I put them under my pillow," she said. Alexander Sprinkle, an 81-year-old hairdresser from Queens, stopped at the shop on his way home from the salon. Mr. Sprinkle joined the society more than 20 years ago and said the learning never ends. "It's a vast study," he said.